Greetings everyone, a warm welcome, hi to you all and thanks for joining me. Scorpios, this is your yearly forecast reading for 2019, starting in the month of February, going all the way up to January 2020. So it's a year forecast using one card per month from this Morgan Greer deck. It is, even though we're using one card, it is still fairly comprehensive, so I think you will find some really interesting insights depending on the cards that come and the messages we receive. So we will start shuffling in a minute. Just as a bit of a introduction, it is the 21st of January, Scorpio, while I'm doing this reading for you. I got up early this morning as the moon was going down across the horizon because it was the day of the total lunar eclipse this morning. It was a stunning sight. It was a super moon as well. It was this beautiful golden lustrous glowing orb just hanging in the sky. Although I didn't see the eclipse itself, but it was a magnificent vista to see on the day of the eclipse. So I'll be interested to see what your reading actually has in store for you. You guys are the last of the yearly forecast, so I'm sorry I've kept you waiting, but let's hope that it's a really good reading for you and we manage to find some extra insights. I'm also calling in Archangel Michael for you. For the reading, we'll see how he wants to show himself up. He does usually show up one way or another in the reading. So I will start the shuffling process now. It has been a busy start to the year with 2 eclipses in January, a whole bunch of asteroids that have had a flyby as well, just in the last few days. We then move into a second round of eclipses in July, and we have a very last one at the end of December. So let's start the shuffling. I have actually been doing shuffling for you guys just before starting the video with your intent in the cards. So this is for Scorpio for the year forecast for February 2019 to January 2020. What would you like them to know? Okay, I think that's it actually, guys. Let me just get the cards back in. They don't even want to go in. That one fell out and I'm tempted to leave it there as something that we will have a look at in perhaps towards the end of the reading or after I've dealt all the cards out. So your first card is February for 2019 and that is the 7 of Cups. Your second card is March. That is the 9 of Cups. Your third card is April, which is the World. And your fourth card is May, which is the Emperor. Your next card is June, which is the 7 of Swords. Your following one is for July, which is the Judgment card. Then we have August, which is the 10 of Swords. Then we have September, which is the 8 of Rods. So we have 2 major arcanas of 3 at the moment. Come down to October and we have another 7. Wow, you know, look at that row, 7, 7, 7. So I think the number 7 is going to be relative for you guys one way or another. Let's come to November. We have the 9 of Wands. We have 2 9s in a row. Wow, that's pretty amazing. We come down here to December, which is the last month of the year for 2019, and we have the Page of Swords. So let us now see what we are going to have for January for 2020. The Devil. Okay, so you have got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. You've got some cups in that top row, a couple of swords, and then you've got 3 wands as well. So I'm tempted to turn over this hidden card up here. I have no idea what it is. Perhaps it will give us some insight into the reading. It might be sort of like an overall messenger. Let's do that. The 6 of Cups. So we have the 6 of Cups, the 7 and the 9 up there. Well, if we are going to use this as an overall energy base or something that really wanted to jump out to become part of this reading, we're definitely focusing on the perspective or dynamic of emotions for the year. And in many ways we could perhaps have assumed that with these first 2 cards that arrived. As I say, a really interesting number sequencing you guys have got there with the complete column of 7s and then 2 9s in the same column as well. So let's start with that first card, the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups, as you're moving into February, talks to us a little bit about the concepts of having many things around you going on and many opportunities. So this can create excitement and passion and choices is a key word with this card. And it's something that's coming to you from the heart. So this could be choices about your career or things that you want to do in life. Maybe you're thinking of selling a home and buying a new one, or buying your first home, or leaving home and going to live with someone, or going to live somewhere new, or you're passionate about a hobby or a career choice, or a relationship with someone. There's many different perspectives that a card like this can bring to us, and for each of you it could be a different angle or a different fitting in your life. The 7 of Cups, not dislike its neighbour down here, is a little bit of a card of caution. It warns you to, and they both have the same message, it warns you to do due diligence around the things that you're attracted to and that you might be wanting to uplift or let into your life. The 7 of Cups talks about many opportunities or offers around you. So it can be, as I say, a really exciting time. We get quite, well, it's fun when you've got offers in life and choices to make. It stirs excitement up, it creates passion, it creates movement. But some of these choices are not quite the right ones, and you have to know intuitively which are the best ones to make. So the 7 of Cups can be very much about connecting with your intuitive being, with listening to the higher self, and also perhaps listening to or taking on board synchronistic messages, psychic messages, or listening to dreams and things like that. These can be the inner messages that are so important to us in life that if we don't hear them or listen to them, we sometimes make the wrong choice. So it's kind of a warning card to start the year off as February rolls in, but at the same time there's a degree of excitement behind it as well. One of the other intriguing messages of the 7 of Cups is that if any of you are making plans at this time, and it could be plans again about anything. For instance, you might be planning to get a healthier, fitter body. You've then got to follow up the plans or the visions or the ideas with some solid structure. So you see how those cups seem to be sitting in a puffy cloud? That tells you that they're not grounded down onto earth. So they need more, your ideas may need more grounding and practicality around them as well. So again, I tend to find that when cards like the 7s, if you like, turn up, they indicate that we have more work to do, that there is a possibility of something out there that we can grab for and directions we can go in and choices we can make, but we need to put some sort of effort in to bring them further along the pathway. So to sort of like turn the engine on of this idea or project or concept that you've got in your mind. And if we've come down then we looked at this whole column, which is really quite powerful in its alignment, and given that they're all the 7s, it could well represent to you guys that over the period of the year, because there's a 7 at the beginning of each of these segments or quarters of the year, that you need to put fundamental grounding and hard work into your projects as the year evolves. So it could be a year where you might want to start things off, or you're offered choices or situations or yada yada, but you have to make sure that you follow through. And I think this could be a powerful message for you guys as a really good provider for making things happen for the year. We come to the next card, which is March, and it's the beautiful card, the Nine of Cups. Most everyone loves to see this in a reading. It's so positive. It's called the Wish card. And so when it turns up, I say to people, make a wish, guys, because at this time, the alignments just might be that something you're dreaming of or manifesting or wanting to have happened into your life could very well occur. This again can be to do with the emotions and the heart. So it can be around relationships or success or happiness or feeling sated and happy and gratuitous and appreciated in life quite often. So whatever area these feelings are brought to the surface in your life, this is where you might find a good time to make a wish or expand on whatever it is that's creating this feeling. For some of you, it could literally be a happy relationship, and it could be a growing, more endearing relationship. So it could turn from like if we're talking a romantic partnership, it could turn from a normal romantic partnership into, say, an engagement or a marriage. Or for some of you, this might be the beginning of the ability to conceive a pregnancy. For others, it might be the meeting of a new partner, or a family bonding, or something along those lines, or success in a career. So again, many opportunities, but a great card to focus on. We move into April, and we have the first of your major arcanas, and we have the World card. Well, the World is not dissimilar to its energy beneath of the 10. The World is literally endings, but it's not just endings, it's also new beginnings. She appears to have graduated from the University of Life, if you like, with the World card. She holds sort of scrolls in her hand, almost as if they are the academia awards that she has achieved along her journey. So she has learnt much, and through that learning she gains freedom, because knowledge is power, and they both add up to freedom in many ways. So the World card can be about coming to the end of a journey of knowledge or a course in your life that you have been on, and it is coming to the end and you are starting a new one. This can be the finishing of a university degree or teachings or diploma. It can be the ending of a career that you may have, say, been a nurse for 10 years and you're now going to leave and do something different. It could be that you were just doing casual work and you're now deciding to look into a permanent career such as health work or nursing. There's just 100,000 different possibilities for each of you that this card could be, but it means the end of something. For some of you, it could have been that you have been journeying through a holistic journey of your life. You may have started 9 or 10 years ago or even earlier and be coming towards the end of a cycle that denotes change and positivity. If you have had bad health issues, these could be being rectified. If you have had financial or career woes, these could be turning the corner. So again, the World card offers new beginnings, but you have to be there to engage in it. Like any tarot card, in essence, they're providing you with the meanings or the energies that surround you at this given point in time, and this is, for instance, around the April period. But if you don't seize the opportunity, or you don't see the situation that this is kind of floating around and activate it, then nothing happens. So it's more or less the same for all of the cards. You have to understand how to take action, or how to change a course of action, or how to make the most of it when you listen to a reading and then you see it evolving in front of your eyes in real time. So the World card can often represent wonderful opportunities and new beginnings in the career field, in your personal life, in your health life. It can also represent travel. So some of you may be going on an overseas trip even. And this can be a long trip, like a really big world travel that could take months and months. Or it may be that you're leaving the country you live in and you're going to live in a new country. So you're going to emigrate or immigrate into a new country. You can also meet friends of foreign nationalities that become very good friends and possibly even soulmates. So this is where we can get into this partnering situation, and these could be new romantic partners coming. The world can also represent great chemical attraction between two people. So this, like, wow, you meet someone and you're really bowled over by an attraction towards them. So again, wonderful positive card with lots of different meanings. I'm sure each of you, as you feel into it, will understand which perspective we're talking about here. We come to May and we see the Emperor. He's often known as the card that turns up around the April-March time, which he sort of is schmoozing into that area. He is the Aries card. Sometimes he represents an Aries person in your life, and he may be associated even with this World card. He can be representative of a slightly older male type energy. For some of you, again, this can be a potential new partner in life. So we've got a few things up here that are representing love or relationships or romance, and even this one does as well, which of course we talked about as being your overall energy card, if you like. So this whole row up here, this earlier part of the year, we could be looking at potential relationship energies for you guys. So the whole dynamic of your relationship structure might be the first thing on your mind as you move into 2019. Coming back to the Emperor, if he turns out to be a new potential romantic partner for some of you, he's quite strong-minded, he's quite willful, but very dedicated and, you know, practical, I guess. If he's not in the romantic realm, he could just be a new soulmate friend coming in. He may also be a possible business partnership coming. That's another thing for some of you. These relationships don't always have to be romantic. Remember that. They can easily be business related or family or community. The Emperor can also represent a time when you might be seeing someone such as an accountant, a tax person, a loans manager, or a legal person such as a lawyer. And it may be that you need representation, or that you are requiring his input either in his practical expertise in the field he works in, or as help and support. So if we come down to June, we see this one here, the Seven of Swords. Now, I don't like this card very much, and I do say to people, when he's out, be aware. It's that simple. So around the June period, June or July, he may be a foe, someone who creates discombobulation in your life, someone who causes negativity. If he does turn up, be very aware. Keep your security at the highest level. Don't share your internet information. Try and keep passwords to yourself. Make sure your funds and your banking are secure and tight. If you're doing things that you would rather have kept private online, or taking photos of things or posting information that you perhaps wish you hadn't, delete it or get rid of it, or don't do it, because those are the sort of pieces of information that can be leaked out and embarrass you or hold you to ransom, which is even worse. I don't mean to sound frightening or gloomy. It's not that bad, but there's a possibility that these type of things can happen when this card is around. So double check people, do your due diligence on them. If something sounds too good to be true, like a scheme or a get rich this or something, that it won't be good. It will be too good to be true. Don't trust it. If you're online dating, be very cautious of who you interact with around this time. Don't hand money over for deposits for things unless you're guaranteed of where the money is going. It's things like that. The other side of the card is if this is you going to do something that's a bit underhand or tricky or sneaky or covert, don't. Think twice about it, because usually he gets caught and usually something trips him up along the way. And I think it's quite often these swords that he's carrying on his back, skulking out at night, trying to hide the fact. I think he trips over the bloody swords and nearly kills himself. So don't do it. Just think twice around this time period. And these can include things like affairs or slight fraudulent activities. If you're thinking of, say, borrowing someone's money without actually telling them and intending to pay it back, it wouldn't be wise. Anyhow, enough said about that one. Let's move into July, and we have the Judgment card. And then we have the Ten of Swords for August. And people might look at these and go, ooh, they're quite full on. And yes, they are. But that's not a bad thing. The Judgment card I rather like. That's probably Archangel Michael. Thank you. It took me a few minutes to click into that. But one of the other readings we did where we asked Michael to come in, this was the card that he showed up in. And actually I'm really pleased that he's here, because this is giving you guys protection. Oh, it's also giving you protection here as well. I'm going to change out the Judgment card's meaning because of this message I get from Archangel Michael's energies. So Archangel Michael, however we want to think of them, we humanize these energies, if you like, but they're vibrational energies of the cosmos, and they offer certain help or support, and you can call upon them at any time. So Michael's prime energies, if you like, he's a stealth protector. He protects us from people like this, from activities like this, and he's blowing his trumpet profusely loud, boom, right into the sky. So I feel that there's a lot of protection for you guys around this time frame if something negative is coming around you, or if people are trying to slip into your life, or even if you were thinking of doing something. I think you get almost like that bolt of lightning jolt from the cosmos, from your spiritual helpers going, don't do it, don't go there. So this card at the moment is representing Michael's energies of protection, of listening, of hearing those messages, of understanding the rights and the wrongs, and of helping you to see the way to go forward. He can be around your home and your family in particular. He can help you if you are traveling and you feel scared or alone. He can be there to help protect and nurture and calm down situations that get out of control, or high tensions or arguments. So call upon him for any help that you need. So yeah, thank you for that. It did take me a minute to click into where he was in the reading. That's him blowing the trumpet. So sometimes you will hear strange sounds or noises. Your ears may ring. You might get interesting dream time events occurring. And coming back to the Judgment card, it's a similar thing. You might find that around this time you get an epiphany of an idea or a reason as to why it's time to make some changes in your life. So the Judgment card often heralds a new direction, always for the better. It can be like, oh my gosh, I suddenly see it. I should have been doing this years ago, or I should have behaved in this manner, or I should have got rid of that relationship, or I should have stopped doing this. So he's there to activate and educate and get us moving. And if we come to August and we see the Ten of Swords, again, not a very nice card, and you've got kind of this bunch of energy through here, almost for the Northern Hemisphere, it's almost for your summer time. And of course for the Southern Hemisphere that's winter time. But the Ten of Swords looks very much like a wintry card. It feels as though there could be people around you in this time frame that have been a little bit negative or causing some sort of glitch in the matrix, I was going to say, but a glitchy feeling going on, and this can run through several different corridors or avenues of life. But in the middle, you had this wonderful protection from Archangel Michael. So coming back to the 10, he's still protecting you here, but this can feel like you've been deflated by someone, and most likely it was this guy over here on the 7 of Swords cards, and he tripped and fell, and as he did, he stuck them all in your back. So it can be like, how did this happen? You feel backstabbed or let down or got at by someone that you had perhaps entrusted or spent time with, or who was a good friend. It's time to understand that that person wasn't who you thought they were. They were a deceiver. They were not there for your better good, and they were not there to actually support you. So let them go. Let them move on. The 10s are always about new beginnings, and so with that, you pull yourself up off the ground and you head forward and move into the next month, which is September, with all this really positive energy. So you've almost got a year of, well, so far we've had that real emotional, beautiful, intense kind of energy up the very beginning and feeling along those lines, and then in this middle part we feel a little bit the opposite until we get to September, and we've got this back again. This is the 8 of Wands. This can represent travel, and it's diagonally connected to the World, and so the World card is also travel. So some of you might be doing quite a lot of travel in 2019. This could represent travel for your job, and I don't know if you can hear that, but overhead right now there's an aeroplane going past. So, and we're talking about travel, and this card represents air travel. So you see, that's a wonderful synchronicity, if you like, when things like that happen. It tells you that the universe is collectively working with this reading, giving you wonderful extra psychic insights, hence the name of my channel. Going back to the card, yes, it can represent air travel, sometimes for work, sometimes for social activities or for a holiday. Now it can also represent, yet again, more interesting possibilities of new people coming into your life quite quickly, unexpectedly, possible romance, and boom, what's sitting next to it? The 6 of Cups. This is, again, this is love and relationships and harmony and happiness. Sometimes this can be going back into the past. Some of you might be taking a trip on an aeroplane to go back to somewhere like you used to live when you were younger, to attend a school reunion or a family function, like maybe a celebration or a wedding or the birth of a baby or an engagement or your grandparents' wedding anniversary or your parents' wedding anniversary. It could be something like that. And you get these wonderful feelings of fond memories and this childhood safetiness or pleasure that you might have had. There's also a possibility that you connect with a person or people from your past that you had special connections with, deep love. It could have been your girlfriends or your boyfriends from the past. It can also be an ex-lover turning up on the scene. And this could be related to this card here as well. There are some beautiful tie-ins for you guys. With the numbering sequences, with the Archangel Michael there, with the aeroplane and things flying over. So I feel a really alive reading. It's very live, like it's like a movie taking shape as we go through it, which is really cool. We come to this one down here, which is October, and these cards are fluid. They'll move around a little bit. They're not set exactly in stone, so allow for a little bit of movement. And the other thing I recommend is coming back over the year to view them again, because if you do, you'll then remember what was said and you'll remember what type of action to take, especially around times like this, when extra support and understanding will be beneficial. So October, we see the 7 of Wands. Now this card is all about standing your ground and not giving up. And actually his brother, the two brothers are together, he's kind of, they support each other. They are like brothers. So you've got this extra support with these cards going on. The 7 of Wands, your creative ideas, any passions, inspirations, ideas that you guys have had, whether it be around your career or a project you're doing, such as writing a film script or writing a novel or producing a work of art. Don't give up. Your ideas are sound, even though others are vying for their input, or they're saying to you, no, add this or take that out or do this. Just stand up for your ground and work through it a little bit further. Also, some of these extra people may have quite good supportive ideas as well. So listen to what some people are saying, which could add to everything that you've got to offer. So carrying on the same theme, we get to November, and the 9 is telling us you're nearly there. You know, it's just don't give up, keep going. You can still feel as though you're still having to, you know, fight your way through it a bit, as if you are fielding off or fending off other people's. It could be negativity, or it could just be them saying, oh, wait, we've got a better idea, so listen to us over here. Or someone else going, no, he's taking too long. You know, we needed this done months ago, so get rid of it now. You've got to really be heard in October and November. Don't give up on whatever it is you're doing. And this will go especially for all of you who are working in either your own business or a career. For some of you, this is a new business concept or idea, and you've been working on it for some time, and you're trying to get it to materialize, and you may have had problems like getting a support person, or getting people to sponsor you, or getting the final information to cross the T's and dot the I's. But boy, don't give up, because you're really close. And then we get to December at the end of the year. I do feel you spent quite a bit of time on personal relationships and concepts and possible travel up here. You've had a few glitchy people you might have got rid of down there, but you've had great support from your cosmic life helpers. You've had some fun, potentially new people coming and going everywhere, possibly lots of romance for you guys. You better behave. And then we've come down here and you seem more focused. This is a much more focused, positive, energetic row, if you like. It's about achievement. It's about getting to a point, like you can see it in the distance and you're really working on it. So when we come to December, which is the end of the year, and we see the Page of Swords, he is good to have as an end of year card, because he's going to take you into 2020. Now, he is the opportunity of new beginnings, new awareness, new direction, and because he's the swords, he's thoughts, he's intellect, and he's communication. So perhaps you get the new energy you need to complete this project over here. Perhaps you get the sponsor you've been looking for. Perhaps you get the job application, or you get this business up and running, because this can be signing documents as well. It's all about a new thought paradigm coming in. It could be telling some of you to look in a new direction to finish off that old project, because this is your new direction, a new idea, something in writing, a contract being signed, an offer coming in, something along those lines. But they're great, and he looks to the future. If you see, he doesn't look behind. So these two brothers over here, they have to hop on board with this page to get on the train for the new year of 2020. And as we get to that, we see January, and you have the Devil card. And interestingly, the Devil is the Capricorn energy, which is that first zodiac sign of the new year. So there could be a Capricorn who plays a role in this whole thing down here for you. It could either be a really supportive person, or it could be a potential boss or a potential employee, or someone who takes this project, this idea, this concept out to the public realm. It could be where it's made public, or you know, the profile is becoming wider. And it seems as though you know, this is also the card of obsession, of not letting something go. So it seems as though you might be really focused on this as the end of the year, you know, comes into play. That it might have been very powerful and important to you, and that's why we see this major arcana card at the end. Remember, the only negative message for the devil is that you must balance this. If there are things out of balance in this whole sector down here from October through to January, and because you're so focused on it and you're so determined to, you know, have it work, if there's things out of balance, you need to rebalance them, reharmonize them, and that's up to you. So don't let it become a negative obsession. Don't get too caught up over it. Don't let this type of negative energy, and now I can hear an alarm in the background like a siren. So it's warning you to relax it back a bit, let the tension go. Don't be too obsessed over details. Don't be too obsessed over the way a certain outcome has to be. Also, I guess around this time of the year we can quite often be really into the socializing events and things like that, so it can be a good time to give up excesses in life. So excess partying or foods, or, you know, out of control emotions, which could have happened up here a little bit. So bring Archangel Michael back in to help balance things out, to help slow them down, to help ground them down. But overall, Scorpio, I've really enjoyed doing this reading for you, and I think readings can be kind of more in-depth and more personal when we get a few cards like these two that popped in, because they need addressing and they need to be talked about, the variables of them and how to sort of deal with them and what can happen. But I loved that judgment in the middle of it. Kind of dealt to both of those. It's really, if you look, he's throwing his hands up and pushing this one out here, and he's doing the same over here. Just, he says, I'm pushing them away for you. I am deflecting them. I am lowering the negativity level. So I think you guys actually have quite a powerful reading. There's a lot of love and support in here for you from people around you, but also your cosmic helpers. So please do interact with them throughout the year to get to the source of any questions you have and to understand fundamental principles and ideas on how to take you forward in the best way possible. So there we are, Scorpio. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Please sub the channel and tick the notification button so that you will be able to find any of my videos when they're uploaded. I don't think the logarithm for YouTube is working particularly well for my channel. It seems a bit blocked and stifled. I think something like this is going on in the background. Anyhow, thanks for joining. I love doing the readings for you, and I trust that you all gain a lot of psychic insight from them. Have a wonderful year, everybody. Much love. Thank you again. Namaste.